Now, before I really get to the meat and potatoes of this presentation, I do have to give a risk disclaimer and tell you that Unit of Prosperity is not a licensed financial advisor, nor does it give out financial advice. This training is for educational purposes only. All examples and analysis are intended for these purposes and should not be considered as specific investment or trading advice. All hypothetical examples are for the purposes of teaching principles and are not intended to suggest future results. The customer of Unit of Prosperity products and or services assume full risk and responsibility for their trading activity. Forex and options trading are considered more sophisticated investment vehicles due to the high leverage and are not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Individual results will vary due to a variety of market and timing conditions. You can read our full risk disclosure on our website at unitofprosperity.com. Now, after we got past all of that, what I want to talk about is these case studies. We actually started this beta group in February. I don't remember the exact date. And we actually had more data than what you're going to see tonight. And if I actually was to show you all the data, we'll probably be here 3-4 hours. Okay. So I tried to pull out some of the best data to actually show you how the software has been performing with the new updates. Okay. I actually had more data as well on my phone. However, MetaTrader 4 decided to reboot and do something and deleted everything off my phone. And unfortunately, we had to hook to demo accounts and I cannot retrieve a lot of that information. However, what you're going to see tonight, it's going to be enough for you to make a decision whether or not you want to use this powerful tool. So here's some case studies. All right. This is a 1K account that was actually starting on 3/29. If you look at the date, you see that it's April 5th. So that's probably less than a week. And you see in that week, it actually did $252. Okay. We're in that time span. $252 in a week, 196 settings. They were actually moderate on this example. This is a $500 account. The settings are pretty much conservative. It was started on 3/28. You see the last date of a trade was 4/11. In that week, it made $125. You see the open trades is only $26. So the drawdown is pretty small. So that was the goal, was to try to figure out what settings to recommend so that we can keep the drawdown small. Okay. Next, 1K account started 3/29. This is aggressive settings. Aggressive settings is not recommended, but of course, if you have a little bit more experience, you could probably get away with this, but most of you guys are new, so I'm not even going to recommend it. If you do it, you're doing it at your own risk. But you see for the week on this $1,000 account, $252 was made. And for the month, I pretty much almost doubled the account at $928. So 3/29 to 4/12, that is less than 2 months. That's probably roughly 2 weeks. You're looking at $928. 2K account started 3/28. You see the drawdown, $85, which is extremely good in this case. Okay. It's probably moderate settings because I have a lot of pairs on here. I think I have like 4 on here. But you see for the week, I have $164. For the month, you're looking at $207. And the last date was 4/12, which was Friday, I think, that a trade was done. So this is literally 2 weeks. I actually just started this account. 1K account, 226 through 3/28. And you see here, the drawdown minimum it was pretty much like this the entire time, $18. And you see for the month, I did $500 on this $1,000 account. All right. And you see the lots are not anything crazy. More case studies. I don't remember whose these is, but this is one of our other beta testers. We have a group of 30 people that actually tested this, okay, for 2 months, literally. They have theirs hooked to FX book. You see the drawdown is 7%, literally on all of these. The goal was to try to keep it under 10%. You know, some people max tolerance can be 25%, which is aggressive. But, you know, for you guys, I would try to keep it under 10%. But you see what the profit is on the left. That was a 10K account, and they did $1,493 in profit. I don't know what the time frame is on that. And in the middle, you have another 10K account. I believe that one was probably newer, March 21st, from what I'm seeing here. You have a $632 profit. And the one to the right, you have a $933 profit, and it started March 20th. I don't know when these were actually taken, but this is what I pulled from the group. Now, I want you to keep this in mind, okay? Because a lot of people comment this, and I'm kind of probably getting ahead of myself. The goal of this is for you not to try to get rich overnight. This is how people blow their accounts with these type of softwares, right? You got to look at this from a logical perspective. If I have something that's consistently generating me profits every month, more than what I would get if whatever amount of money I have in there that I would get from the banks, you know, from their APR or whatever you call it, that they pay annually, then that's a win, right? Because if this $10,000, for example, was in the bank, just using that as a hypothetical example, how much annual do you think that that person would probably get on that? Maybe 1%. So if I can generate 1% a day or a little under 1% per day and continuously compound my account, I'm winning. That's how you have to think long term. You're not trying to get rich initially. And what really baffles me about this is that some of the same people that try to get rich quick using software like this join these companies like Z Rewards and these Bitcoin companies. I was in them too. Some of these other companies that promise you 2% per day, which legally you can't promise a certain percent daily with any type of return on investment, but they join these scam companies like that, and they put 20, 30,000 in it because they guarantee that you'll earn 2% per day. But the reality is you're not legally supposed to guarantee a certain percentage daily. And secondly, it's a scam. You know it's not legit, okay? But now you have something that you're able to extract profits from the markets, which we know forex is legit, and you can do it on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Whatever percentage of gains you see is going to vary depending on market conditions, depending on your settings, etc. It's a whole lot of variables. Here's another case study. This is a 5K account, GJ only trading 0.10 lots. This is moderate settings, I believe, or maybe aggressive. But if you look at it, drawdown 19%, that is not bad. You know, I can tolerate 19%, you know, because I have a little bit more experience, and this trader does too. But if you're new, obviously you don't want your drawdown high. But looking at what happened here from March 20th to the 25th, that's roughly 5 days. You see that the profit was $2,000, okay? So yes, it's high risk, but it's also a high reward. But you have to know what you are doing. That is key. You have to know what you're doing if you're going to do something like that. If you know what you're doing, you can be very profitable with this. If you don't, you can blow your account if you go against recommended settings. Here's another one here. You see 5% gain. I don't know what time frame he actually started this on or whatever, but you see 5%, 8% on the two. The other one is a trade finder account, so we can't count that one. But if you look at the daily percentages that you're seeing on this OM account, 0.13, on CoinEx, 0.58. Okay, so I believe that's pretty conservative for both of those accounts. Now, moderate settings as well. This is one of our beta testers. I don't know if I should say their name, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to respect their privacy. But if you look here, these settings are my Sniper Pro results over the last trading week, 21st through 28th. 5K account has made almost $3,000, 10 pips distance, 10 pip take profit. The smaller account, approximately $1,800. let me see. Trading GJ has made 370. So an $1,800 account made 370, 20 pips distance, and 10 pips stop loss. I tested the sell stop the other day, worked as expected, continued taking additional trades. I love the close off feature. Sometimes I use it when I'm directional trading with higher lots, and it's just perfect. Okay. So you see all that, what she said. These are moderate or aggressive settings. And again, this is not going to be recommended for novice traders, but she knows what she's doing, and you see the potential to profit is unbelievable. Here's another case study. Again, we tested it on demo accounts. This is from March 19th through April 11th. In 5K account, $900. Okay, pretty exciting, 19% gain over that time. This one is, I believe this is a 5K account from March 19th to April 10th, 8% drawdown, $1,296 profit. Okay, 8% drawdown, 25% gain, less than a month. Here's more aggressive settings. Okay, these are aggressive settings here that you see here from one of our beta testers. At the top, you see this was a 10K account, and you see that it has 1,200 in drawdown, but they're not really worried about that because it's aggressive. We were just throwing everything at it to see what it does. But that 10K account looks like it made $2,449 profit. That's not correct. That was a 5K account. I apologize. It was a 5K account that made a $7,449 profit. Okay, I was looking at it wrong. If you look, you see the balance to the right and look over to the left. That's what the drawdown is now. So I don't know the time frame that this all happened in, but that's pretty cool, okay? Because we only been beta testing this for about 2 months. So pretty exciting. It's aggressive, not recommended, okay? 25K account here. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I believe this is the 25K account. It made $38,000 in profit. And if you look to the right, that's the drawdown in that account at this time that this picture was taken, which is $3,000. But you're not going to be worried about a $3,000 drawdown if your balance is $63,000. So the whole point of this is these are more aggressive settings. The person that was beta testing these is a experienced trader that's been trading over 20 years. But the only reason why I'm showing you this is for those people that want to deposit larger amounts. When you get to $25,000 and up is when the profits really get exciting. That's when you could potentially start seeing life-changing income with this. But you have to allow it to grow to that point and don't try to rush the process. Okay? Started February 26th. This is one of our students' account. This is actually his live account. Almost 1K within 1 week. I actually posted this on Facebook. Started with 996, made 807. I believe this is with the old Sniper as well before we even had all the new features in it. Tested this new account with Sniper. About 2 months results so far. Started with 2K. You see 0.01 per 1K on GBP pairs. We're not going crazy with the lots. Kept a lot at 0.01 with each pair. As account grew, I added another GBP pair. Never went more than 0.01. Now, we don't recommend you run multiple GBP pairs on any account. All right. But you see what the results is in 2 months. $2,000 made $3,300 profit in 2 months with Sniper Pro. Okay. Minimum drawdown. Here's the Sniper Pro version 2 interface. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to talk about one thing that I didn't actually put on the slide, which is the close all feature. Okay. So the interface is very beautiful. First of all, you have the stuff at the top, which pretty much tells you what's going on with it. And you have the news that's coming up on your pair at the bottom. But the thing I didn't talk about is the close all feature, which is a very powerful feature. If you wanted to close all trades on the account for a particular pair, I believe it's for each pair simultaneously, to cut off the auto trader. So basically, you would just click the close all button while auto trading is on. It will close all the trades on that particular pair. And you can do that for each corresponding chart that you have open. If you just wanted to close everything real quick for whatever reason. Okay, so we put that there for that purpose. Now, let's talk about why Sniper Pro version 2 is a game changer. And it's really simple because you have full control of the EA and how you want it to perform. Now, as simple as that sound, that is very, very powerful, because if you understand trading, okay, once you see these settings, you can see how you can really set this up to do whatever you want to do, and you can fully automate your trading if you want to, okay? So let's get into, you have the ability to keep drawdown low with conservative settings. So if you understand trading and you don't try to get rich overnight and you have discipline, if you keep the settings conservative, you can have very low drawdown, okay? Drawdown is inevitable. You are going to have it. I'm not going to say you're not going to see it. There may be times it get up 20% or so, but you want to try to keep it as low as possible for obvious reasons, okay? It can protect you against flash crashes. So we had one last year. I don't remember when it was. I think it was in November. But if there's a flash crash, we have a feature inside of Sniper Pro that will protect your account from being blown if that happens, okay? Which basically what that means is the market does something weird and move drastically in any direction for no apparent reason. And I don't remember how far the last one went, but a lot of people lost their account that had trades open when that happened. So it would protect you against something like that. Another reason why this is a game changer is because it can be set to be 100% automated. Now we're going to dig into the UOP Sniper Pro V2 settings. This is a snapshot of what the settings look like. I'm going to go over each setting in detail and how they work so that you guys, whenever you set this up tonight or whenever, you'll know exactly what you need to do. The webinar will be posted shortly, and I will put a PDF as well of this below the video tomorrow because I'm not going to do it tonight, okay? Let's start with the trade direction. Excuse me. This is different from the MetaTrader 4 version, okay? Because this is inside of MetaTrader 4. However, the MetaTrader 4 version only works according to the EA's algorithm. So if the algorithm is not telling it to buy or to sell, then it's not gonna work, okay? But with ours, the way we have it coded in is this is for advanced traders. First of all, it is for advanced traders. You can specify which direction you want the EA to trade in. So if you understand market trends, this is a very powerful tool, okay? Now, everybody should be screaming. You should be yelling. You should be excited because this is a feature that a lot of people wanted. And I have to thank one of our beta testers that brought it to my attention to actually add this, okay? Because if she didn't say it, we probably wouldn't have. But we definitely made it happen. And this is cool if you understand how the market works. So if you see a pair, for example, and you know that it's trending in a certain direction, you can say, hey, I'm just going to go and set Sniper Pro to trade buys only on GBP AUD, for example, because I don't want to trade it. I can't sit in front of the computer and trade today. I'm going to go to the beach or go do whatever I want to do. And I'm going to set it to trade buys only because I know it's trending upwards. You can literally set it to do that. You can set it to sell only, or you can do buy and sell, which buy and sell works according to the EA's algorithm, okay? But if you wanted to buy, it will buy immediately. If you wanted to sell, it will sell immediately. Very, very powerful. First, long trade, open price. Basically, you can do a buy stop, buy limit, sell stop, sell limits. So limits or stops, this is for advanced traders. I'm not going to explain to you what a buy limit or sell limit is, but for those that understand it, you can specify which specific price you want the EA to start trading at. Another powerful tool, especially if you're using the trade direction feature. So I want you to flow with me for a moment. If you're using a trade direction and you know that I'm going to set a buy stop so that I think the market is going to go at this price in this direction. And if it goes in this direction, I want Sniper Pro to start trading. And then I'm going to set the trade direction to buy only from that point because I know it's going to keep going up. Like you can literally do that. Like that's just crazy. So you can set buy stops, buy limits, sell stops, sell limits inside of Sniper Pro. No other EA has that. Only trade during selected sessions. Okay. So you can specify which sessions you want the EA to trade. If no is selected, it will trade during all sessions. If you set it to yes, you can set it to trade during whatever sessions you want. So you can do Asian only, London only, or New York session only. Now, if you run it through all sessions, that could have a effect on your drawdown. Okay, keep that in mind because what I've noticed is in each session, the trend typically change for the most part. Most of the time it changes. It doesn't keep going the same direction through all three trading sessions. Okay, the market is not going to keep going in the same direction. So I like personally trading Asian in London, even though I have it set to no here because I was testing Sniper Pro. But when I run this on my live account, it's only going to be running during Asian in London. Some people want to just run it during New York session. But whichever session you're running the software on should vary according to which pairs you're trading. So if you have USD pairs, you may want to have it running during New York. If you're running any other pairs like GBP pairs or yen pairs, you may want to have it running during Asian in London, right? So at any rate, you just have to test this to kind of figure it out, but you do have the ability to specify when you want the software to run, with sessions, trading sessions you want it to run. Close trades at the beginning of session and max drawdown, that's what DD stand for, money. Excuse me, or dollar amount. So if no is selected, it will keep trades open through all sessions. Okay, and we're focusing on the highlighted, the yellow highlighted portions. If yes is selected, you can specify the max dollar amount of drawdown you'll cut losses at before the next sessions begins. So that is a very powerful tool as well, because again, if you want to keep your drawdown minimum, you can specify the max dollar amount you'll lose when each session begins. So if you're only trading London in Asian, for example, whenever New York comes, in this example, it's set at $5. So if my drawdown is $5 or less, the software is going to automatically close those trades out so that they're not open during the New York session. Okay, because again, market direction typically changes during each session, especially during that crossover from London to New York. So if I had it set like that, if it's $5 or less, it's just going to close the trades out. If it's more than $5, it's going to keep the trades open. But by it keeping the trades open, there's a chance that trades will go into drawdown or higher drawdown. There's always a chance that could happen. So we wanted to give you all the opportunity to decide how you wanted to use that feature. If you don't want to take that risk and you just want to minimize or cut your losses at a certain dollar amount that you can tolerate, if you don't want to keep trades open through each session, okay? And if you're going session to session or whatever you're doing. Max drawdown, this is for advanced traders. Again, we talked about flash crashes and all that stuff. So this is what this feature is for here pretty much. You can specify max drawdown percentage. And if you want the EA to either just stop trading until it recovers once it reaches that drawdown percentage account wide, or you can close all trades once it hits the max drawdown percentage that you set. Okay, So that is another cool feature. Obviously, I think the default is set to no. It may be yes, I can't remember. But if you don't want to use that, just make sure you turn it to no. If you do, you can specify the max amount of drawdown percentage that you want the EA to either stop trading at entirely until it recovers, and or you can close out trades to prevent further loss. Very, very powerful feature. It is for advanced traders. So if you don't understand that, then you may want to have it checked to no. Daily profit goal. Another powerful feature that we have here. You can specify when you want the EA to stop trading. Once profits on your account, your entire account, reach the dollar amount you set here, if trades are still open, they will remain open until the take profit that the EA set hit on those trades. If that does not happen and they remain open, the EA will pick up where it left off in managing trades the next trading day. So this is another powerful feature because depending on your account size, you will kind of gauge what your daily profit goal should be. You know, if you have a $500 or $1,000 account, you're not going to be setting your daily profit goal to $200. That just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so you can kind of gauge where you want it to be, and then once it hits that goal, you can tell it to stop trading. You don't want to over trade, because when you do that, you run the risk again of getting caught up in a situation you don't want to be in the market. So once that happens, the EA will stop taking new trades. If trades are still open, they will stay open until the take profit hits, or they will stay open until the next trading day, and the EA will pick up where it left off in managing those trades and opening up new trades until your daily profit goal is hit on that day. Okay. Maximum trades open. You can specify the maximum amount of trades the EA will open up to cost average you out of bad trades. All right. We wanted to give you the ability to be able to control this. Okay. So we're giving you full control over however you want it to run. The default is 8. Do not change if you're unsure of what you're doing. However, if you know what you're doing, you have full control of it. I wouldn't make this number a very high number, because the higher the number, the more likely you'll have more drawdown depending on what your other settings are. But 8 pretty much works according to what we have here for the most part. Distance between trades. You can specify when you want the next trade to open if you are in a bad trade and the EA is trying to cost average you out of it. The default is 20 pips when you install it out the box. Excuse me. However, we recommend 40 pips minimum to be safe, especially for GBP pairs, to keep you out of massive drawdown situations. So again, we recommend 40 minimum to be safe if you want to be conservative, and especially on GBP pairs, because you know they are the most volatile forex pair out there. You know, period. Like they can go 100 pips up and 100 pips down the same trading session. Like that's just how they move. So if that happens, you want to make sure that you don't have trades opening up every 10 pips, because if you do that, then again you're going to end up in a bad situation. But if you set it to 40, if it goes 100 pips up and 100 pips down, guess what? You have enough to cover all that, and only 4 trades are going to be open, and you'll be out of those trades. Increase targets. This is where you can specify when you want the EA to take profit per trade before the next trade is open. Again, this is the take profit level. So default is 5 pips. But please take broker spreads into consideration when setting this number. So if your broker has high spreads, 5 pips may not be enough. You may want to set it to 10. That's what the old version is set at. So keep that in mind. Or if you don't know what a spread is, that it's the distance between the entry price and the open price and what the broker charged you to open up that trade. All right. So I will set it to 10. Personally, but if you have a broker that has extremely low spreads, 5 pips is good. Now, this is very, very powerful, and we wanted to give you full control over this, because you know, there's people that's going to be using this to do all of their trading, especially using the directional trading feature. So if you are a swing trader, for example, and again, you wanted to completely set this up to do all of your trading, and you know the market is going in a specific direction, 100% unequivocally, you can literally, and I want y'all to flow with me and think about this. Think big for a moment, right? If I know that there's a 200 pip drop coming on a pair, right? Or a 300 pip or 500 pip, like I can literally set my increased target to 200 pips if I want to, right? And the distance between trades, 100 pips or whatever I want to do, just in case you get some drawdown or, you know, whatever situation may happen. But I can set it to whatever I want it to set and have it go in any direction I want it to go, which is a very, very powerful feature. And I don't know what y'all saying, but I'm pretty sure you're agreeing with me. Like, that is huge. So you don't necessarily have to keep nitnacking and picking at the market for 5 pips or 10 pips. I can set it for a higher amount, okay, if I want to. So for the people that are more advanced, definitely play with that, especially if you understand where the market is going, because literally you pretty much can have it do whatever you want it to do, like I said earlier. Use news filter. You can specify if you want the EA to trade during the news or not. You can also set which type of news you want to filter. It is recommended to have this on yes and filter high volatility news minimally, okay? If you wanted to also not have the EA running during medium volatility news or no news at all, you can just select yes to everything. But by default, I believe that high volatility is yes, news panel is yes, news filter is yes by default. But again, you have full control over what you want to do with that feature. Minutes before and after news, you can specify in minutes when you want the EA to stop trading before and after news. This is highly recommended to use. 30 minutes are the defaults, but I set mine to 60 minutes before and after, okay? So basically what this means is 60 minutes before news, the EA will stop taking new trades. 60 minutes after news, it will start back trading again, okay? Close trades before news and max drawdown dollar amount, okay? Now, these two features, you can specify if you want to close trades before any news events. Very, very powerful. This is where I said it's 100% or it can be 100% hands off, okay? Especially high impact news like NFP, for example. You can also set the max dollar amount and drawdown you'll accept as a loss if you want the EA to close trades before news events. I have mine set at $5. So pretty much in this case, if there's a news event and my drawdown is $5 or less, the EA is just going to close those trades out and no trades will be open during that news event. If it's more than $5, those trades will stay open during that news event. However, the EA will not open up any new trades until it's 30 minutes after the news event. Does that make any sense, everybody? Okay. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. All right. Stop trading Friday. You can specify if you want the EA to trade on Fridays or not. Fridays are typically bad days to trade due to low volume and traps set by market makers. We recommend that you set this to yes. Okay. So that the EA doesn't trade on Friday at all. Okay, you don't want it to be in bad trades and, you know, holding trades over the weekend if you can help it. But if it does, that's fine. But the EA will stop. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Oh, I'm sorry. We recommend you set this to yes. All right. EA will stop trading Thursday afternoon if yes is selected. If trades are still open, EA will continue to manage until take profit is hit or when the next trading day begins, okay? So if you're closing out in profit on Thursday, we'll pretty much stop trading, I believe, around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if trades are still open, they'll stay open until the take profit is hit or until the next trading day begin and the EA will pick up where it left off. Okay, very, very powerful feature. Now let's talk about the rules. That's pretty much all the settings. Okay. Before I get into the rules, I'm going to see what you guys have been saying. All right. So how are you all enjoying the webinar so far? Is this amazing or what? Is this a game changer or what? All right. So we can't give you guys certain dollar amounts. Like you guys are trying to get us shut down. All right. So we only can show you what happened through testing. Okay. We can't tell you specifically what you can expect from a certain dollar amount, right? I'm not even going to put myself in that position to do that. So we're going to talk about the rules to use Sniper Pro. Okay. Magic number. That's something I wouldn't mess with, to be honest with you. That's more so for advanced traders. You can pretty much change the number sequence of when trades are open, but that's not something that you should mess with. Okay. All right. So let me move this. All right. So Sniper Pro rules. Let's talk about the rules, and I'll look at your questions here in a minute. First of all, demo first. This is where people messed up. They get overly anxious and they go live right away. Please, especially with all of these settings, there's a lot of information to try to digest. There's a lot that this can do. If you're new, especially if you're new, even if you're not new, do yourself a favor and demo first at least a week to ensure you tweak settings properly for your account size before putting Sniper Pro on a live account. There's nothing wrong with demoing. Don't be in a hurry to lose money, okay? Don't be in such a hurry to where you're losing money. Demo first, demo first. That's why we put this on demo accounts, because we were throwing different settings at it according to what these new settings were to see how Sniper would react, okay? It's best to do that on a demo account, and it's best to blow a demo account if you blow an account as opposed to you blowing a live account. Not saying that you won't ever blow a live account, because everybody I know that's successful in trading have blew an account or two or three or four or five, right? That's going to happen probably, but we want to prevent that, if we can. So it's best that you demo first, practice with the settings according to what your account size is and according to what you're trying to do to make sure you perfect the settings before putting it on your live account. We recommend that you start with $1,000 and 0.01 lot size per pair on your account. Now, 0.01 doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it adds up very quickly, as you saw previously. So if you want to run 2 pairs, you should have $2,000, etc. Our goal is to protect your account. This is what we're recommending. If you do anything outside of this, it is 100% solely on you, okay? But that is safer to do it this way, conservatively, because again, it will keep your risk minimum, okay? Even though there's still a risk. This will work on smaller accounts as well. I know people are asking. It will actually work on any accounts lower than this. But this is work on a small account as low as $500 minimum recommended. But we don't suggest you use GBP pairs on a $500 account or lower amount. It is very high risk to do that. Also, trade distance should be 40 pips when the next trade opens to cost average you out of bad ones. Then you can make proper adjustments from there if the drawdown is pretty low and you want to increase profits. That is very, very important. So we want you to start at a 40 pip distance, and really you're not going to be able to get concrete data unless you run it for 30 days, because trading is going to vary from week to week. You may have a slow week, okay? Because the market is weird. You have different market cycles. You may be in a cycle to where that week is slow for whatever reason, depending on what season you're in. Then the week after that, it gets faster, or NFP week, it gets crazier, or whatever the case scenario is. So to really get solid data, you really probably need to run in 30 days at whatever you're doing. Okay. But start with 40. If the profits, if you want to increase profits and you notice that your drawdown is still pretty low, then you can modify your pip distance from that point, depending on which pairs you're running. All right. And I put the 40 pip distance thing there so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Distance between trades is what I'm talking about. Sniper rules. It is only recommended that you use Sniper Pro on Forex pairs only. If you do anything outside of what I'm saying tonight, that is solely on you. Of course, if you are an advanced trader, you can probably do more than what the average trader can do. All right. But right now I'm talking generally to everybody because, again, I'm assuming that everybody is new and we want to be safe. If you use on anything else, you run the risk of crashing MT4 and possibly putting your account at risk. So it's only programmed to work on Forex pairs only. My developer was asking did I want it to code it to work on anything else. I told him no, I don't even want to try to get into that right now because the reality is you really don't need anything else to really profit in Forex. However, there are other instruments out there that people may want to play with. You can do that at your own risk, but I'm just telling you that if MT4 starts crashing and acting weird, it's probably because you're running it on something it shouldn't be on. Do not run 2 or more GBP pairs on the same trading account. So if you set up an account to use Sniper Pro, you should not run 2 or more GBP pairs on the same trading account. The GBP pairs are extremely volatile, and not abiding by this can blow your account because sometimes they correlate and move in the same direction. So it doesn't make sense for you to use or run GBP pairs on the same account, especially if they're correlating, because there's no benefit for you in doing that, right? So, and I'm talking about GBP pairs that start with GBP, okay? Not end with GBP. But even if they end with GBP, don't do it either, okay? So try to keep things separate because they are volatile and it can blow your account. Trade distance on GBP pairs should be 40%, 40 pips minimum or higher due to volatility. So do not go lower than 40 pips if you're new, period, on a GBP pair. Now, there may be weeks or days to where it's slow and you feel like it's not moving, especially during the summertime, all right? But it can get crazy real fast with GBP pairs, especially with this Brexit stuff going on. So 40 pips should protect you pretty much. If you go higher, that's even better, but just test it to kind of see where you're at with that, all right? And again, there's the pip distance, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Pips between trades. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not trying to get rich with Sniper Pro overnight or even in a few months. The idea is consistent, steady monthly gains. Keyword, while you're learning how to trade manually, okay, for those that want to learn how to trade manually, you're getting slow and steady profits every single month. That is the goal. And this is what I'm talking about. I did an example starting with a $1,000 account at 1% return daily. These are hypothetical examples. This is not me guaranteeing that this will happen, but I just wanted to show you a hypothetical example of what the potential could possibly be. You know, you may be making $10 a day on a $1,000 account, and this is where people mess up because they get impatient. Oh, I only did $10. And you go on Facebook and you see somebody else made, you know, $500 on a $1,000 account, not knowing that they traded live, okay, manually, or they may do it with Sniper, okay. They made $500, but you got to take a lot of things into consideration when you see stuff like that. Number one, is this person trading manually? Number two, how long they've been trading, right? Those two things are important. Like myself, I can take a $500 account and make $10,000 in a week. Why? Because I've been trading 4 years and I've perfected that, right? Everybody is not able to do that. So looking at this, $10 a day is not bad because that's more than what you will make at a bank, right? Could y'all agree to that? Can y'all agree to that? I'm not going to move on to you all tell me if y'all can agree to that, right? $10 a day is not bad, but look what happens and 240 trading days. In 240 trading days, which is roughly a year's time, okay, you're looking at $10,000. So you took that $1,000 and you turned it into $10,000 in a year's time by only doing 1% per day on your account balance. So this is you scaling up your lot sizes as your account grow. You do have to manually change your lot size as you go up every $1,000. So once you get to $2,000, change it from 0.01 to 0.02, etc. But to take $1,000 and turn it into $10,000, you didn't have to look at charts. You didn't have to do no analysis. You didn't have to manually put in no trades. That's pretty powerful, right? That's not life-changing income right away, but I'm thinking from the perspective of what if I'm saving up for retirement, or what if I'm saving up for a trip in a year or two, or saving up for something else, and just allowing this to run on autopilot while I do whatever I do during my daily life. That's very, very powerful. This is where people mess up. They see the $10, but they're not thinking long-term what this can look like in a year's time or 2 years' time. All they see is $10. That's where the vision comes in at. And this is why a lot of traders get impatient, quit too soon, start blowing accounts because the money's not coming fast enough. It's not coming quick enough. The greed sets in and they end up blowing their account. Okay, but we're going to teach you the right way here. So looking at this is what happened in 365 days, which is a year and a half from $1,000 account. This, if you don't take anything out, okay? And this is assuming that you allow your funds to compound. 365 trading days. This is a hypothetical example. If you're earning minimally 1% a day, which, you know, is doing a little bit under 1%. For the most part overall from what I'm seeing conservatively. But looking at this, you're at $33,000 in a year and a half from $1,000. Will any of you complain about creating $33,000 in a year and a half from $1,000 account that you didn't have to do no analysis on, draw trend lines, do support and resistance or anything like that? Would you complain about that? If you will, you are on the wrong webinar. You're on the wrong webinar. Like, you shouldn't even be here right now. This is just crazy. Like, what are you guys saying? Let me see what you're saying. All right. Are you going to complain about that? Think about that for a moment. Okay. Because the reality is that we're not trying to get rich. We just want to earn steady profits. So even if you get this partially right, let's say if you don't earn 1% per day, let's say if you do 0.85 or whatever, I don't even know, 0.85. I don't know what that number is going to look like, but let's say you don't do $33,000. Let's see if you only do $20,000. You only get part of it right. That's under 1% per day, right? You only do $20,000 in a year and a half from $1,000, $1,000 account. Like, would you complain about that? Like, this is what smart investors do, right? They're not complaining about gains. They just want to see returns on their money. This is what major institutions, this is how they look at it. Even though they're working with a whole lot more money than we are, right? But they're looking at leveraging their money any way possible. They're not complaining if they're earning 1% per day on their money. Right? They're not complaining about that. So I'm telling you guys, you got to look at the big picture and see what things can look like a year from now as opposed to what things are looking like now and complaining about $10 on $1,000 in a day, when if you had that money sitting in your safe, on your dresser, in your bank account, you're only going to get that in a year if you don't spend it before then. Okay? So keep that in mind. Let me move this thing here out the way so I can see. Beware, some seasons are faster than others. Right now, we're kind of coming into, we're in spring right now, but we're about to get ready to go into summer. Summer months are pretty slow, plus the market conditions change. So profits may decrease during these times, but this all depends on your settings. But beware of market cycles. I'm not going to talk about market cycles tonight because it's a whole nother training. We actually have this inside our UOP FX Academy. one of our educators talk about this, but beware of that each season, there's 4 seasons in a year, market conditions change. Certain seasons are more volatile than others. So things slow down during the summer. It is what it is. So profits may increase depending on what your settings are. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Sniper Pro works on the following pairs. Okay, these are the ones that we actually tested. But technically, you could probably use it on any forex pair, but I wouldn't try anything exotic. Stick to the majors. Okay, but it works on Euro JPY, Euro Pound, British Pound versus Yen, Pound versus Aussie Dollar, Euro Odd, USD JPY, AUD NZD, and Euro USD. These are the ones that we tested it on. Okay. Now, some pairs are more volatile than others, so we'll talk about that a little later. Time frame on the chart should be set on the 30-minute chart. So whenever you load this up, make sure each pair that you put on the chart is on a 30-minute chart. Distance between trades should be set at 40 pips conservatively. Okay, we're going to talk about conservative tonight. That's it. But please demo account these settings before going live. So if you wanted to go lower or higher, demo it first for minimally a week, but I would just say a month to be safe, depending on which pair you're using, to make sure that the settings that you choose is going to work with your account. You want to preserve capital. You don't want to be in a rush to lose money. Okay, so demo first to make sure it's going to work with your account, and if it does, transfer those settings to your live account. Keep these settings. Keep the same settings on all pairs when setting up Sniper Pro. In this case, what's highlighted here, these are the settings that you want to keep the same on all pairs if you have multiple pairs running on Sniper Pro. Only the settings that are highlighted. Everything else can be different. So if you're, for example, if you have an account where you're running a GBP pair and you're running a USD pair, the distance between trades probably is going to be different on those pairs, which you're able to do that because pound pairs are going to be more volatile than a USD pair. So you may want to have distance between trade lower on the USD pair as opposed to the British pound pair. But everything that's in yellow, you want to keep the same across the board on every pair that you have Sniper Pro running on your trading account for obvious reasons, so that everything is working cohesively when it comes to these things as far as trading, daily profit, news filter, etc. Now we're going to talk about the installation instructions here. First of all, you want to log in with your email and ID. You actually got an email with this information if you're already a customer. If you're not a customer yet, you will get one. And in the area where you download this at, you do have to enter your email and ID. Do not share this information. If you're sharing it and we see that you're sharing it, we will ban your account if we notice multiple IP addresses and all that stuff going on. So keep that in mind. Keep it private. Don't do videos showing your Sniper Pro settings with your email and ID. Don't do it. Okay, I know internet marketers, don't do it. You want to place Sniper Pro in the Experts Advisor folder. Okay. I don't think the installation video is on the website right now, but I am walking you through this right now. You do want to put it in the Expert Advisors folder. So the installation process is the same as far as you installing other indicators. If there's no installation video there tonight, it will be one tomorrow because I noticed the videos are gone today when I went back there to add this back there. So I will put those back there tomorrow. You want to place the UOP in INV news filter in the indicators folder. So there's 2 files. You have the Expert Advisor, which is Sniper Pro, and then you have the news filter, which goes in the indicators folder. Okay.